Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68. Today is January the 15th, Saturday, and I'm coming to you with a video. I haven't done one in a minute. I promised that I will be doing some videos based off of Black History Month, and we're in the middle of Black History Month, but unfortunately I've had a couple of setbacks, and I do apologize to my audience, to my subscribers about that. Hey man, but things happen in life. We're kind of back on track right now. So we're going to get some videos. I'm going to get some videos out to you guys, as many as I can, over the course of this weekend and the upcoming week. But before we get into this video, I just want to say that this video is intended for adults only. And also thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please continue to do that, to like, share, and subscribe. Tap the bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Well, if you can recall the last video I did, I did a coffee video showing my Wakanda Forever to also recognize and celebrate Black History Month. And the one before that, I did one where I showed this character here, this Luke Cage figure. You can see him right there. Well, we're going to do a video based on popular comic book covers off of the Luke Cage character. And you can see the first book in front of you, which is part of the Marvel's True Believers line, part of their Dollar Comics line, and this is part of more specifically, Marvel Knights Power Man. As you know, Luke Cage is also known by the name Power Man. That's actually the official name. He has many names. He's also the hero of Harlem, and he's also the hero for hire. This character was created by, I believe it was Roy Thomas, back in the 70s, and the inspiration came from the Black Power movement during that time, as well as the blaxploitation films that took place in the 70s, like Shaft, like Dolomite, like Superfly, and like this young lady here, Pam Grier, who starred in a lot of blaxploitation films, including Sheba Baby, Coffee, Foxy Brown, and also you also had another black actress during that time, who's known as Cleopatra Jones. Well, that was the inspiration for a lot of for this character here. And if you can look closely on the cover here, well, not this cover. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this is the first cover that we have from the Marvel True Believers line, and this is a reprint right here. But I love that look. And if you can recall, if any of you watched the the Luke Cage television show on Netflix, in season 1, episode 5, I believe, you actually seen him in this particular outfit here: the yellow shirt, the black pants, and the yellow boots with the bandana around both of his head and both of his wrists. It was a very cool episode, and of course that was portrayed by the actor Michael Coulter. Okay, and right here we have a Avengers Origins of Luke Cage one shot. That's a very, very nice cover there, and this is more contemporary artwork right here of the character, and you can see he's in chains. All right, with the bald head as opposed to the afro. Here he is with the mini afro. As I just mentioned, Luke Cage, hero for hire, and this is also from the True Believers line. All right. And as you can see on the cover here, the artwork on the cover here, this almost looks like Pam Grier. Now, I don't want to get that out of focus and out of the light. That looks like Pam Grier right there. Well, similar to Pam Grier. As I just showed you there, looks like she's in a red light. Hope you can see that. There you go. Okay. Well, there's some similarity anyway. Or probably a similarity to Cleopatra Jones. I don't have a picture, unfortunately, of Cleopatra Jones. Next up, we get into Luke Cage Hero for Hire. Now, this isn't a reprint here. This is an actual authentic copy from the Bronze Age of comic books. And coincidentally, there's a little glare going on there. We have Black Mariah here, which was one of the characters featured in the television show. But of course, she didn't look like that. But yes, Black Mariah was featured on the actual television show itself. All right. And this character was as well, and this is an authentic Bronze Age comic book of Luke Cage Power Man, and that's Cottonmouth, who was portrayed by actor Mahershala Ali, who will be reintroduced into the MCU as Blade, I think in the year 2021 or 2022 or something like that. But here's another character that appeared in the Luke Cage Netflix television series, Cottonmouth. And yet another character. And this is also not a reprint. This is an authentic Bronze Age Luke Cage Power Man comic book, Piranha Jones. But in the TV show, he didn't appear like this. He was a lawyer or an attorney or something, working for Black Mariah. Okay. This is when comics were only 25 cents. Many people have been complaining about the price of comics and the costs of them being so high, which could be anywhere between $3.99 to $4.99 on up. Next up, we have a character called Stiletto, who would have probably appeared in season 3 had they had a season 3. Unfortunately, this only went up to 2 seasons. And this again is an authentic Bronze Age Luke Cage comic book as a hero for hire. And then we have another Bronze Age book. This is him, of course, in The Defenders. And as you know, Netflix had 6 shows, was it? And one of them was The Defenders, where all the heroes from their independent shows did a team up. And that was Luke Cage, Iron Fist, which we showed on the very first comic book, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and the Daredevil. And on this particular cover, we have, I don't know who that is. It almost looks like a female version of the Red Guardian. I know that's Doctor Strange right there. The Defenders versus the Plant Man. And yet another authentic Bronze Age Power Man comic book. And this is from 1977. And this features Bushmaster, who appeared in season 2. One of my favorite villains, along with Cottonmouth from the Luke Cage series. And it mentions Seagate. Of course, when Luke Cage, how he received his powers was in Seagate prison, where he was residing as an inmate for a while for a crime that he didn't commit, and he was experimented on, similar to Wolverine, and that's how he got his powers. And if you don't know what Luke Cage's powers are, he has super strength. He can't fly, but he has one of the second coolest powers that there is that he's bulletproof. Something that Wolverine is not, although Wolverine can heal himself from his mutant powers. But yes, so that's what his power, 2 of his powers that he has. And here's Iron Fist right here, as I mentioned as well. Next up, we get into another Bronze Age comic book of Luke Cage Power Man, featuring one of the deadliest assassins of all, as it says right here. And I guess his name is Spear. And I think that's Misty Knight right there. All right. And these are only some of the Luke Cage comics I have. I have a lot of them. But this is a mixed bag of, again, contemporary Luke Cage books and Bronze Age. This is Luke Cage written by David Walker. And that actually looks just like David Walker, the writer. I guess he wanted Luke Cage to be an imitation of him art-wise on the cover. This series came out about a few years back, and as you can see here, as I mentioned, comic books being, if you can see that, that's a lot of glare right there. $3.99. Hopefully you can see that. Move this light a little bit more over here. Okay, that's not really coming into focus, but let's put it back down here. But yeah, that's $3.99. And again, a lot of comic book collectors have complained about the prices of comics, but when you want quality, you're going to have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And artists now are not like the artists back during the Bronze Age or the Golden Age or the Silver Age of comics. That's not a complaint or an insult. It's just that art has become a little bit more sophisticated now than it was during those times. This is Luke Cage Noir, which is kind of reminiscent to the Harlem Renaissance age of African American history. And you can see, he has the brim hat and the jacket and shirt and tie, which is how a lot of African Americans dressed during that time, especially in Harlem. Okay. And this is also a replica of that period. Almost looks like the days of the Cotton Club, very famous or popular club in Harlem as well. And we see a very bloody Luke Cage dancing with some young lady. I'm not sure who that is, but I love that cover. Beautiful artwork. And this is a variant edition, by the way. Then we get into this is like more slapstick type satire. Luke Cage. This is written and drawn by Genndy Tartakovsky. Contributing artists Stephen D. Stefano and Scott Wills. And Genndy Tartakovsky actually wrote. He was a writer for the original Star Wars Clone Wars series, the one that was done before Dave Filoni, and it was on Cartoon Network. But he's the writer of this particular series. It was a 5 or 4-part series, from my understanding. I think there's another book on the back, drawn by him as well. Yep. And again, this is kind of satire, a satirical type artwork, slapstick type artwork, I should say as well. And that's it. So that's the comic haul for Luke Cage, and part of my dedication to Black History Month, and contributing Black characters. My first comic book haul for this month. I will have other comic book hauls that are non-Black history related too. I'm going to have a huge haul coming pretty soon. There have been a lot of setbacks, like I said, for me in the last few weeks, including getting some of my books on time. A lot of my books have not been featured in my pull list, and I'm not very happy about that. So I'm going to have a huge haul before I go to Chicago. I'm going to go into Chicago Comic-Con in about 2 more weeks, and I should have my haul ready before that time and after. I'm also going to have a couple more videos posted over this weekend, so just stay tuned, please. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for, again, supporting me. I am very thankful to you all. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and tap that bell on your way out. May you have a great weekend, evening, or afternoon, or whatever time and place it is in the world for you. But again, stay tuned for my next few videos. Peace, love, and hair grease.